did either of you use TSR's NES Archive back in the 1990s and early 2000s when he was still updated? Well, first of all, he wasn't updated in the early 2000s anymore. I don't think he was done by the 99
I would
or
say
2000.
no. So the answer is yes. Both Pat and I
big
did.
yes.
A big yes. And I'm sure Pat will get into his experiences with it momentarily.
I'm gonna go to the website right now.
So, that was kind of a jump-off point for, I think, a lot of early collectors in 97, 96, 97, 98, because he was one of the first sites that really showcased some of the cool oddities that the Nintendo console had.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think, is a huge factor in what made a lot of us get into collecting, at least back then. I don't know about now, was all the weird stuff. All the stuff that people, stuff like the
Nintendo Museum section.
the stuff like the Pan-Asian carts and whatnot were not things that were known to everyone at that time. Action 52 was not known to everyone.
Wally Bear and the Noggin.
Yep.
M8, M82 stuff.
It also had a thriving message board community where people did a lot of trades. They did a lot of trades on there. A lot of people were jackasses. A lot of people were friends. I still remember the names of some of the people, but I'm not even going to mention them. But no, it was a wonderful resource when you're learning. People got Mike Etler's list, and people constantly updated and tore it apart. We discovered rarity list. We discovered, at that point in time, prior to massive internet trades and eBay, what stuff was more common in what regions, and we started to kind of notate rarity lists with regions. It was easier to find here. So, hey, I've got a buddy down here, and it's easier for you to find Bucky O'Hare. Find that for me. It was a wonderful place for people to gather. At some point, the message board got out of control, and it got shut down. I don't think it really got shut down for being out of control. I think he had intended to reopen it. I think he did, and it lasted for a little while longer, and it froze. My memories of the message board ending are a bit foggy. He did go on to do stuff afterwards, though. I believe his name is Kevin something or another. I could be wrong. And I think he does a site called Magweasel, which I've read extensively, and it's really good. It's about like Japanese gaming magazines and stuff from the retro era. He covers a lot of TurboGrafx and PC Engine stuff.
How did I know about that? We should email him, get him on the show. We should interview him. That'd be great. So I was writing the money. January 20th, 2000 was when he left his farewell message, and I kind of remember that. I was kind of sad by that. It's still there. Check it out.
It was before I left high school.
So 15 years we're talking about. It's still there. He's still paying for the hosting fees. AtariHQ.com/TSR. And I thought it was just really there was nothing there like it. I mean, obviously it was Internet 1.0, so you're not going to have bells and whistles, but you have pictures of everything. You have there's a whole piracy cart section. He has a bunch of, I'd say the vast majority of manuals there before stuff like Nintendo Age existed. You had stuff like that, even in text form. Just he had all this compiled in one place.
And I want to point out how important his website was, not only for the reasons we've already said, but like it launched a huge a run of imitation sites that basically tried to document all the weird stuff about Nintendo. And I don't even remember a lot of the names of them now, but one was like Nintendo World and stuff like that.
NES World?
NES World.
That's still around, I think.
And but a lot of these sites spawned up as to kind of, I guess, pick up the mantle from the TSR's NES archives and carry it on from where he left it. And I don't know. I feel like that site's hugely influential for things like Atari Age and Nintendo Age and all the other very, very collector-focused websites. And I mean, I haven't looked at it in a while. Maybe I will tonight. But I mean, it is a fairly modest webpage by today's standards.
Of course.
But the amount of information it offered you back then, I mean, it really made Nintendo seem exciting.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, if you click on the NES Museum section, you get something about Nintendo World Championships. You get hot slots, all 3 Panesian boxes, Cheetah Men 2, Action 52, a section about Active Enterprises, a bunch of AVE games, Wisdom Tree games, the Hong Kong version of like Duck Hunt. I mean, for now you're like, oh, but this is the first time you've ever seen this stuff. This guy compiled it all for you to learn about. I didn't know about the M8 demo unit. The M82 I knew about because I see the M8. I'm like, what?
Yep.
I had no idea that existed. And that came out before, and it's harder to find. There's a section about demo carts and prototypes. Again, this is back in like the late 90s he's doing this stuff. So good on it, TSR. I should email him. And
guy had passion.
Very cool. Even talking about the Game Genie
Adapter.
For the top loader, which
Yeah.
a lot of people still know exists
Yes.
because it's hard to get. And no, I'm not paying $80 for one at a freaking convention. Maybe 20, I'd buy one.